Hey there, let's do 10 minutes makeup, the most requested look from my shorts. Do you remember that video? Here we are talking about makeup technique, the colors, the brands, and other elements can be chosen based on your contrast level, features, and personal preferences. First things first, pin your hair back. And we are doing makeup not only for the face, don't forget about the body. Take your favorite cream and apply it generously to your neckline, shoulders, and neck. The butter. It's non-sticky and doesn't leave oily marks on clothes. It looks especially good on the legs and gives that rich glow. Next step is primer. I'm using one with a blurring effect. I don't like silicone-based ones, and this one helps even out the surface and gives a dry, velvet finish. Not silky smooth, velvet smooth. It doesn't dry out the skin. Watch how I use it, especially if you have a trouble applying foundation evenly. Just apply it like a cream with your hands, no brush needed. Rub a little more into the T-zone just to be sure the pores are properly smoothed out. While the base is still wet and glowing, apply your foundation. That one is my fourth jar. I almost finished it, but the shade is too light for me now. So I've got a few testers in darker shades. Let's choose the right one. I'm going to apply all of them to the cheek, from the lightest to the darkest. They all have different undertones: grayish, yellowish, orange, and olive. Pay close attention to the knuckles, hand, and neck. No, actually, the neckline. Neckline is yes. Use a flat top synthetic blending brush. If you are not sure about the shade, no worries, we can fix it. I apply one layer of foundation, swiping a few times. Water-based foundation can be applied like that: swirl, swipe, using circular motions. Matte foundation, only dabbing. And look at that glow. The skin looks beautiful now. It's darker than my face, but it matched my body. And from the other side, I'm going to apply more products. The first touch is just a dab, just to show you how versatile this foundation is. So easy to use, nothing to be afraid of. I love using this one on mature skin. In this video, I've tried to use the same motions my students use in one-to-one makeup classes. And I'll show you how to correct a few things. Not even mistakes, really, just small tweaks to make your routine easier. Look at the difference between my forehead and the color of the foundation of my face. It looks wild at first, but don't worry, it matched my body perfectly, just like I mentioned earlier. Next step, concealer. Since the foundation is so lightweight, a lot of people tend to overdo the concealer to add coverage. But what if I told you it still looks good? It's not wrong, I will show you. I'm applying very light concealer, quite generously, to the areas that are meant to be brighter, like the chin and under the eyes, using the classic Hollywood triangle technique. It works especially well if you are planning to take photos at a party, and a bit of lightness under the cheekbone to define it and slightly brighten the area between your face and the lighter skin on your neck. Also, apply some to the center of the forehead and down the nose. Again, I'm using very lightweight products, so you can still see my real skin and texture. I use dabbing motions here just to keep the product in place and avoid blending it into the areas that should stay shaded. Time for bronzer. Here I'm using a powder bronzer directly over the wet foundation. It's like next level, yeah, I know, no setting powder in between. Start by pressing it into the cheekbones, give the face all the bronzer the brush picked up, and then blend side to side to smooth it out. And also add some to the temples. Blush time. The wet surface adds just enough grip so the powder sticks down beautifully and looks more saturated. I'm using glowing shade number 44, which suits all skin undertones, by the way. I apply in between the highlighter area and the contour. The contour is really stunning. Don't be afraid of how much I'm using. Trust the process. I'm intentionally applying more to the cheeks, the nose, the forehead, even the outer corners of the eyes. You will see how it all comes together soon. Just a little bit wait. Time for the star of the glow. Time for the star of the show. This hybrid formula is both dry and creamy at the same time. I love this type of product because you can apply it even without perfect lightening, even with your eyes closed. You physically can't pick up too much product with a brush or your fingers. That's just how the texture works. And if it breaks, you can press it back together and it's good as new. Look at that glow. I prefer this kind of highlighter to the frosty ones. The shimmer particles here are so fine and delicate. Let's apply it with a brush. So subtle, so beautiful. But here's the tip, you have to polish the highlighter. You want to lay down the shimmer particles side by side so they create a seamless shine. One gentle touch gives a soft glow, but polishing movements give you that glassy, mirror-like effect. Now the hardest part, stopping. If you are got a strong will, you can do it, but I don't. Just look at my wild eyes in this moment. I swear I have two personalities. One is no makeup girl and the other is full glam or nothing. We've got those unwanted areas of volume like under eye bags or very shiny forehead. And the powder I'm using is slightly light purple. Do you know why? Of course, you saw my previous video with the color theory, I guess. Of course, to neutralize. You thought I was totally off with that orange makeup, didn't you? Of course, I did it on purpose to show you how to fix it. How to fix your makeup, even if your foundation or bronzer shade is a little bit, not a little bit, too orange, okay? I use color theory all the time in my videos. Look how that orange tone is already starting to look more neutral. Time for another hack, lipstick and brow pencil. If your lipstick is too light for you, like almost the same color as your skin or even lighter, use a brown pencil. I'm using a brow pencil here. What we need to do is create separation between the face skin and the lips. Apply the brown pencil first and then apply the lipstick. Look at that gradient. A lip ombre is always beautiful. If the effect feels too harsh, blend it out with your fingertip. Or if you applied over the pencil, the lipstick too much, just reapply a bit of it above the lipstick to bring back the dimension. Now clean up the brows, brow pencil, and brush them through. Let's fill in any gaps, especially towards the tail of the brow, and then brush again. Make sure the top and bottom lines are running parallel. That's what gives a clean, lifted look. Eyeshadows. Start with a beige shade and apply it all over the lids. This will dry down the surface and help with the blending. The shadows from Natasha Denona are very pigmented. And now add the pink blush you used earlier to the outer corners of the eyes. This ties the whole makeup look together. And then apply your highlighter to the lids. Thanks to that base of beige shadow, the highlighter won't crease. It will sit smoothly and stay in place. Eyeliners, my favorite part. Start by finding your low lash line, then draw your wing a little bit higher, like above it. Open your eyes, look straight ahead, relax your eyebrows. But while sketching the line, you need to look straight ahead. Then you can do everything. You can raise your eyebrows and fill in all the gaps as you want, as it's comfortable for you. If you've seen my eyeliner hacks video, you already know why I angled the wing to run parallel with the floor. I also extend the liner into the inner corners. It doesn't smudge during the day, but of course this part is individual, same with waterproof pencils. Take a small flat brush and dip into the dark matte brown eyeshadow. Press it right along the eyeliner, then use soft buffing motions to blend it out. This softens the line and add more dimension. Add depth to the low lash line, focusing on the outer corners. Then pop a little sparkle in the inner corners and swipe it across the first half of the lids. I'm using silver here, just to match the shine of my earrings. On the second half of the lid, I apply a dark brown shade to deepen the look and smooth out any harsh shimmers edges. And of course, we have to blend it all again with a blush. I want that pink to be like the finished touch, the top layer. When someone looks at my eyes, the first color they see is pink, not brown, not beige, because it matches with my outfit. Finally, mascara. Look at that rich black pigment. Tilt your head slightly, look down and brush from the base of your lashes up. Do a little wiggle as you go, or you can blend the wand like a few times to coat the lashes really well. Then There are so many mascara techniques, and honestly, they are all valid. Golden hour vibes, that's it. Let's unpin the hair, makeup done. Have you ever noticed how the same makeup can look completely different depending on the week? Yeah, if you know, you know. It's totally normal if you look a bit different. Don't be hard on yourself. Eye back, a slightly tired face. Your body is doing a lot behind the scenes. Just remember, we are all beautiful with or without makeup. And thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Have a lovely weekend. Ciao!